Selection. The single word that separates professional soldiers from elite operators. Every military has special forces. Not every soldier in those special forces pass the same gate to get there. Some selections are 48-hour assessments. Others are multi-month ordeals designed not to test fitness, but to determine whether your mind continues to function after everything physical has been stripped away. The difference between the hardest and least hard selections on this list is not a matter of degree. It is a different category of human suffering entirely. From the longest, coldest, most psychologically crushing sieve in the world to the sharpest entrance test, here is every major Special Forces selection ranked from hardest to easier. Number 10. U.S. Green Beret. Special Forces Assessment and Selection, SFAS, the baseline of American Special Forces. SFAS runs 24 days at Camp Mackle, North Carolina. Candidates carry rucksacks up to 95 pounds over 40-plus miles of wilderness terrain, navigating completely alone. No teammates, no pacing, no formation. The defining punishment is isolation. Miss a time hack and you are removed. No second attempt, no explanation. Evaluators watch everything and say nothing. Pass rate, 30 to 40%. 1 in 3 arrives with a tab. The rest are removed for time failures, voluntary withdrawal, or the infamous silent not recommended from evaluators. The tactical teachers begin here. Number 9. FBI Hostage Rescue Team, New Operator Training School. The law enforcement standard for what the rest of the world would call Tier 2 Special Operations. HRT selection draws only from agents who have already spent years in field investigations and tactical assignments. Candidates face fitness testing, advanced shooting qualifications, and psychological evaluation for lethal force decision-making under time pressure. Their advantage is layered pre-screening. The unit maintains fewer than 50 operators at any given time. That bottleneck alone keeps the bar permanently elevated. The operators, who exist at the intersection of law enforcement and special operations. Number 8. German GSG-9 selection. The gold standard of European counterterrorism built on relentless precision testing. GSG-9 initial screening runs approximately 12 weeks. Candidates face long-distance runs, obstacle courses, swimming tests, and hand-to-hand combat evaluations before earning entry into the full 12-month training pipeline. The defining test is the shooting assessment. Candidates must qualify to a sniper-level precision standard and demonstrate it under simulated stress conditions replicating the adrenaline tunnel of a live hostage scenario. Pass rate for initial screening, 15 to 25%. Those who survive spend a full year under continuous assessment before any operational mission. The ice-cold precision engineers of German counterterrorism. Number 7. Australian Special Air Service Regiment, SASR selection. The Southern Hemisphere's hardest selection, conducted in unforgiving terrain. SASR selection runs 21 days in the Stirling Range and remote Western Australian bush. Candidates carry 20-plus kilogram rucksacks through thick scrub, sand plains, and granite ridgelines, entirely alone. No formation, no teammate. The defining test is the final long march, a multi-day, unsupported navigation exercise done completely solo, no checkpoints to pace between. Manage your own water, your own navigation, your own output, or don't arrive. Pass rates sit between 15 and 25%. The regiment is small by design, roughly 600 personnel total, and the pipeline is deliberately narrow. The quiet professionals of the Southern Hemisphere. Number 6. French GIGN entry selection. Counterterrorism precision built not on one brutal event, but on 3 years of continuous evaluation. GIGN. Initial screening includes a timed 2,000-meter swim, a combat march, and an obstacle course. Candidates who pass the gate enter as probationary members, training alongside full operators while being evaluated continuously. For 3 years, GIGN leadership can terminate any probationary member at any time, for any reason, including personality conflicts with the team. Unit cohesion in a 50-person counterterrorism unit is a non-negotiable operational requirement. The result: 36 consecutive months of sustained excellence under permanent judgment. The ice-cold professionals of French counterterrorism. We have covered 5 selections, from the challenging SFAS baseline to France's 3-year probationary process. We have not yet touched the top 5, the selections that operate in a different universe of difficulty entirely. Which breaks more candidates? Physical destruction or psychological warfare? Drop your answer in the comments below, hit subscribe, and let's get into the top 5. Number 5. US Navy SEAL Bud/S. The most famous selection in the world, famous for good reason. Bud/S runs 24 weeks. At its center sits Hell Week, 5.5 days of continuous operation where candidates sleep a total of 4 hours while conducting beach evolutions, ocean swims, and timed runs in wet sandy uniforms in the frigid Pacific Ocean. The cold, the sleep deprivation, and the repetitive punishment are not designed to measure fitness. They are designed to measure whether your mind continues to choose to endure after everything your body has to offer has been consumed. Bud/S attrition, 70 to 85%. Of every 100 candidates, 15 to 30 complete it. The brass bell hanging at the grinder symbolizes voluntary termination. The warriors who come from the sea. Number 4. Israeli Sayeret Matkal, the Gibush. The most secretive Tier 1 selection in the Middle East, and one of the most psychologically sophisticated assessments on Earth. The Gibush is a multi-day assessment, where candidates are never told what is being evaluated. Navigation problems that appear individual are actually group leadership assessments in disguise. Situations are manufactured to observe behavior under exhaustion, starvation, and conflict. The genius of the Gibush. Self-deception is impossible. You cannot prepare to appear mentally resilient. You must actually be mentally resilient, because the assessment never reveals what it is measuring. Pass rates are classified, but estimates suggest fewer than 10 to 15% of initial candidates reach full operational status. Unit size, classified. The ghost warriors of the Israeli military. Number 3. JTF-2, Canadian Joint Task Force 2. The most secretive Tier 1 selection in the Western world, run by a unit the Canadian government officially denied existed for years. Almost nothing is publicly confirmed about JTF-2 selection. What is known? It is modeled closely on SAS selection, includes extended land navigation in Canadian wilderness in all seasons, and features a classified psychological evaluation phase. That psychological phase targets candidates' performance under moral ambiguity, complex, ethically grey scenarios, where who you are when the situation has no right answer matters more than how far you can run. The unit maintains fewer than 500 operators. Entry is classified. Process is classified. Even the name was classified. The unit the Canadian government spent years pretending did not exist. Number 2. US Army Delta Force, Operator Training Course. The American Tier 1 standard, designed to break the men that Bud/S and Ranger School could not. Delta selection runs 3 to 4 weeks of individual land navigation in the mountains of West Virginia. Candidates carry rucksacks exceeding 55 pounds. There are no published time standards. There are no announced failure criteria. You are simply told to navigate to a series of points and keep moving until told to stop, or until you quit. Then comes the psychological assessment board. Up to 12 hours of questioning by Delta psychologists who are not looking for the right answers, but for how you think. Pass rates are classified, but estimates place the overall figure between 5 and 15%. A significant portion who survive the mountains are still rejected at the psychological board. The operators who do not exist. Number 1. British SAS selection, Brecon Beacons, the gold standard. The selection that all other elite selection processes on Earth measure themselves against. SAS selection runs across approximately 6 months. Phase 1 is conducted on the Brecon Beacons, Mountains of Wales. Candidates carry 25 to 28 kilogram Bergens plus weapon and water across consecutive days of mountain navigation in British weather, wind, horizontal rain, and fog. The defining test is the long drag. 64 kilometers with a 40-pound Bergen, completed solo with no time announcements, in conditions that have killed candidates. The route must be completed in approximately 20 hours. You are never told how much time you have left. SAS pass rate, 10 to 15%. In brutal winter windows, fewer than 5% of a cohort may pass test week alone. Since 1941, SAS selection has remained the benchmark against which every other elite selection on Earth is compared. The regiment, the benchmark, the world's hardest selection. 10 selection processes, from the demanding but survivable SFAS standard all the way to the Brecon Beacons death march that has claimed lives and careers for 8 decades. The truth these selections share: they are not looking for the strongest candidate in the room. They are looking for the candidate who keeps moving when strength runs out. Which selection surprised you most, and which one would you attempt if you had no choice? Drop your take in the comments, hit the like button, subscribe, and check out our other tactical deep dives on screen. See you in the next one.